Well, hello everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryan. This is Car Chronicles. I don't know what day you're going to see this video, but today is Saturday. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful 83 degrees in the Pacific Northwest. Happy Saturday to you all. You guys ready? Let's do this. I know recently I just posted a video where I was talking about the narcissistic mother and that rebellious child. But in reality, as I went back and looked at it, I just went back and renamed the title because it applies to male and females. But females are very, very, when I say calculated, a woman is more of a nurturer. Now, I know some of you guys, my mother wasn't a nurturer. They still have the instinct of nurturing. They just take that nurturing instinct and they use it as a weapon against their children or anybody else. That's why a lot of you men that have been in narcissistic relationship, first of all, with your mother or any woman, you'll notice that they take that nurturing instinct and that's what they use to attack you. They try to find those, just like men will try to find those holes in your heart by letting you talk your emotions out. Women will talk their emotions out, and then they learn how to, they listen to that script, and then they learn how to be a player within that script. Well, women do the same things, but what they do is they use it as nurturing, or they use their sexuality, or when it comes to their kids, they use the nurturing aspect of parenting as a weapon. It's not to help nurture them, it's really to attack them in the places where, a child needs to be nurtured. And that is a female narcissist. Not all of the females, are all the same. But when you're talking about that narcissist female, they use that nurturing aspect to try to get control of their children. They're the ones that will, I gave birth to you and I was in labor for 720 days, 5,054 hours, exaggerate stuff, now, that's not real, right? But, but they take things and they play with their children's emotions, they take stuff from them, and the one thing they don't want them to leave because they look at their children as being personal property. There's a benefit behind having the kids. There are some women that know, we have to be honest with it. When they have kids, it's financial benefits, whether it's, men that have money to pay child support for their kids. And sometimes it's more than one child by more than one man, because for them, that's a financial security. You have those women that have a lot of children because they know that they get state benefits. And I'm not saying be ashamed, because I was on state benefits at one point in time because I needed help. I was young and I needed help. So I'm not downing anybody that's taking welfare or state benefits to assist them. But there are some people, as you know, that take advantage of that. And especially when you're dealing with a narcissistic mother, they understand the more kids I have, the more benefits I get from their fathers, the more benefits I can get from the state. They're hustlers. Now, what I want you to do is go to part 2 so I can finish this conversation. So this is Dr. Carmen Bryan with Car Chronicles, and I'm on part 2 of the narcissist mother, narcissist woman. And many of you guys have come from households where a lot of you men were abused by narcissist women as well. The sad part about it is that a narcissist, period, that's male and females, they're angry, bitter individuals that feel entitled. You can't tell them what to do. They don't play by the rules. The rules don't apply to them. Even laws, policies, codes, all that doesn't apply to them. They apply to them when they want it to apply to them, and when they don't want it to apply to them, it doesn't apply to them. And that's the same way with the narcissist and narcissist women. And a lot of you young men or older men, out there who have come from a home, you paid the price for every man that has ever hurt your mother. You have paid the price for the grandfather that has hurt her, the uncle that has hurt her, the man that left her. And some men may not even been abusive to her. They just didn't want to tolerate her. Ladies, let me tell you something about men. And this is what I've learned from men. I'm not a man, so I've never experienced it before. I know some of y'all don't believe it. I am not a man. But some men, I have learned from a lot of men, and one of the biggest things about men is they want to be honored and they want to be respected. We're the ones who want to feel secure, want to feel loved, and want them to tell us we're pretty, but a man needs to be honored and needs to be respected. If there's a bleep in the camera, I'm cut my phone overheated. But let's continue the conversation. Some of you men pay the price for every man that has ever hurt that narcissist. They're bitter, they're angry, and you grew up in a home in which you may have looked like your father or looked like the person that has hurt her or injured her. And there are men that have been in relationships or situationships with a narcissist where they didn't even physically harm them. They did not hurt them or disrespect them. They tried to love on that narcissist female, but that narcissist female expectations and standards are so high she can't even, fulfill those standards, and it doesn't matter what that man did. He never measured up to what was in her head because it was unrealistic. And no matter what he did, it was never good enough. And so you, as the son, now pay the price for that man that may have decided, I'm leaving. You know, he left because he didn't want to hurt her. He left because he couldn't tolerate it. He left, you know, and what it was is she felt rejected. She felt rejected, and she went after the most precious thing to that man, and that was you. And for some of you, you're now getting older and you're realizing my father was not abusive as the way that my mother or my aunt or my grandmother tried to paint the picture. My father was never abusive. Some men walked away and never turned back, and you're hurt because they didn't even come and check on you because it was just that bad, you know. But at the same time, you realize my father didn't do anything to hurt her. She was the abuser. She was the aggressor. And that is how some narcissists, well, the narcissist females are. But they'll use anything against them, anything against you. Hey, this is Dr. Carmen Brown again. I was going to stop at part 2, and then I kept on thinking and I had more to say, so I'm back. You know my facial expression at the end. But I'm back, part 3 of narcissist women, narcissist mothers. The last statement I said was that they'll use anything against you to hurt you. So if you remind them of your father, if you remind them of the men that have hurt them, they're coming after you 100%. Or they may be men haters altogether. Now, they date men, but they have a problem with men. They get with men, but yet they destroy a man, you know, or try to destroy a man. They get into, and then you as the son left behind, and you're wondering why the father didn't come back. Your father probably was trying to escape from them as well, you know, and you were left, unfortunately, in the grips of this angry, bitter, narcissist woman that hates all men. Yet you're thinking, so why are you dating men if you hate them? Why do you get with them? Because she has an agenda. She has an addenda. Is it an addenda or agenda? One or the other. But anyway, but she has a problem with men, and so she goes after any man that reminds her of any man that may have rejected her. May not even been hurt her, it was reject her. And in rejecting her, it messed with her ego because, you know, she thinks she's all that, and she's got that grandiosity, that grandiose thinking in the first place. So how dare you reject me? I let you go. You don't let me go. So guess who pays for it? The sons. The sons pay for it. You know, you never heard a kind word from your mother. You never heard a hug. Your mother didn't teach you anything. You know, cooking and cleaning is fine. You know, and nowadays we need the men to learn to cook and clean. She didn't teach you nothing. She didn't teach you anything about women. You were just there. You were just the male in the house. And then later on, when you got older, she told you were the man of the house. You were the man of the house in theory because she wanted you to bring in money and take care of her, but you didn't have any say. And then as a kid, how dare you say anything because she'll put you back in your position. So now you're confused because am I an adult? Am I not an adult as a child? But she has parentified you, or she has put you on a level, the emotional incest, the emotional incest, where she talks to you about major problems. And so if you give her advice in your inexperienced little self, in your inexperienced little mind, you know, you're trying to protect your mother, but you give the wrong advice, then she blames it on you. Everything is your fault. That's why nothing in the house is working. But here you are. And she's basically even said that you are her husband, which is a horrible statement to make to a child because a child is now confused. But basically, you are her husband. So now you are responsible for taking care of your siblings, financially taking care of the household. So you're doing all the things that you're not even prepared for as a teenager. You know, as a young man, you leave home and you still feel obligated to take care of your mother. That is not your responsibility. Now you have a family. Now you're having problems in your own marriage because of the fact that you still feel obligated to take care of your mother because guess what? Blood is thicker than water. Yeah, that's how blood is, what is it, concoagulates, whatever the term is. Yeah, thick blood will cause you to have a heart attack. Thick blood needs aspirin, needs kind of medication to thin it back out.